Some of the best friendships in your life will be with people where there is a risk that one of you will be attracted to the other. When there's no attraction, there's no problem. But because many of us are not always honest about our true feelings, we can go for a long time pretending to be a friend when what we're really doing is feeding our need for romantic excitement through an emotional affair. How can you tell the difference between a legitimate friendship and one where someone has an ulterior motive? My letter today is from a woman I'll call Una, and she writes, "Dear Anna, what are the signs I'm in an emotional affair, and if I am, how do I get out of it? I was diagnosed with CPTSD some years ago as a result of severe school bullying, being emotionally, verbally, and physically abused by my father, and being emotionally neglected by my mom. I've got my fairy pencil. I'm going to go through and circle things I want to come back to on a second reading, but let's go through and see what's happening in Una's life." All right, she says, "As a result, I developed an anxious attachment style. It also doesn't help that a little over a decade ago, my fiance was killed in a car accident." Oh dear. "A few weeks ago, I joined an online writing group. One of the members and I clicked, and we began chatting outside the group. He's a sweet, funny guy, and I did open up to him about my experiences. He told me he was married with 3 children, 2 biological, 1 stepdaughter, but his marriage isn't going so well. According to him, his wife is not a kind person, and she's showing signs that she's looking for someone else, whether to have an affair with or to just get out of the marriage with. We're not sure. He feels stuck because he doesn't want to leave the kids. I appreciated him telling me that he was married, and I told him so. Let me make one thing clear. I'm a Catholic, and because of my father's serial cheating, I've vowed never to have an affair with anyone. I won't be another man's sloppy seconds. Oof. And I've made sure to tell any of the guys that I've tried to date that. I've also told them that if they're lying to me about their marital status, then we're done. It helps me weed out the bad ones. When I was talking about my new friend to someone, she said, 'It sounds like you're in an emotional affair.' I was completely blindsided. I don't know if it's true or not. I just want to be a friend to the guy. So how do I know if it's more than just friendship or if I'm having an emotional affair? And if it turns out it's an emotional affair, how do I end things? Do I just ghost him? Do I call him out on it? What do I do? Any advice would be fantastic. Please and thank you. Regards, from Una." All right, Una. I don't think you're going to like what I have to say, but yes, you are clearly in an emotional affair. He certainly is, and you're going along with it. All right, I'm just going to lay it on you. It's not appropriate for a married man to be telling, this is a coworker, I believe, after 3 weeks of hanging out frequently alone about how unhappy his marriage is. If we had $1 for every time somebody had gotten together with a coworker and talked about how unhappy their marriage is, well, first of all, we'd have a lot of dollars, but we'd also have a pretty good statistical probability of how often that does turn into an affair. So right now, I think you're a little bit in denial. There's a little bit of this pride. I'm Catholic, and I would never do this to anyone. So I just want to say, does his wife know that you hang out with him and that he talks to you about how awful she is? And if she doesn't, you're being unethical. I'm confident that she doesn't know. He's putting feelers out to see if an affair is possible, and you're in denial that that's what's going on. I just think that you need to find a suitable friend who's not a man who is married and who's unhappy. This thing about I'm not going to be a man's sloppy seconds is a little bit contemptuous, and what is that? It's just, being the other woman. I'm afraid that's what you are here. I know it's not a sexual affair, and I'm glad, because that makes it very easy to end it. So how you get out of these is very simple. You stop having contact, and it's okay if you say what it is and just say, I'm sorry, because you're married, I'm not comfortable being in a friendship with somebody married and who's unhappy in their marriage. I think that's an inherently dangerous situation, and I need to not hang out with you. But, you're a great guy. Thank you. Bye. And that's what you do. And people do it all the time, and you can do it too. And if it feels like you can't afford to lose this friendship, or that you're just being of service to him, yeah, here's what I want to put in front of you. One day, I hope you have a happy marriage. And here's what it looks like in a happy marriage. one partner saves their sparkly best for their partner. And when they come home from work, they have this loving whole self to share with them and go, let me tell you about my day and how was your day? And they're not having all that intimacy with somebody else. So if his marriage isn't working out, that is for him to work out. And, if he's doing what he's doing with you, I don't think his marriage stands a chance. But you got to leave people on their own to sort those things out and not try to be the person who helps. There's just no way that your presence is helpful there. Maybe in several years' time, he will have resolved and this marriage has ended and he's truly single. He's some sort of single dad and he's available for dating, and possibly you can consider hanging out then, or consider being friends then. But so long as he's married and his marriage is struggling and the kids are dependent on the parents keeping their act together, don't be a person who makes that worse. That's not the right thing to do. I hope that helps. If a coworker is telling you how sad they are in their marriage and wanting to spend alone time and saying things like, you're the only one who understands, that is romantic manipulation. And if you want to see a list of a way that people can sometimes be romantically manipulative, it's good to have these in mind. I've got a free download right here, and I will see you very soon.